Warning. Although this video contains action figure reviews, it is intended for the adult collector and may contain some lowbrow humor. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is Stuff and Things. This is Stuff and Things.
Greetings and salutations, my fellow Stuffkateers. Goldy coming at you with another Stuff and Things review. And today we're going to be looking at some more Marvel Legends figures. Man, it's been a Marvel Legends heavy month, man. I'll tell you, the last review was a Marvel Legends review, and it looks like we're going to be doing another Marvel Legends review because I managed to get my hands on the brand new Jonah Jameson and Target exclusive Cyborg Spiderman. Now, they both came from the same place, not Target, because I don't support exclusives. But I'll be more than happy to shell over a few couple extra bucks to help my guys out at Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in Westmont, Illinois, to save me the headache of running around and trying to locate these figures. And I just so happen to be popping up there today to pick something up, and lo and behold, Jameson popped in, and so did Cyborg Spiderman, which is really cool for me because, hey, Christmas came early, guys. For me, Christmas came early. Now, guys, the Jonah Jameson is a giant hit, as well as the Cyborg Spiderman. I really like it. Let's go ahead and jump into the logistics side of things right now. Both figures come packaged in beautiful retro-style cards. The kind of cards that we used to see when we'd walk into KB Toy Store and we'd see that beautiful front display of all the glorious Toy Biz figures. The Spider-Man figures, the Fantastic Four figures, the Marvel figures, the Iron Man figures, the Ghost Rider figures. Oh my! It really brings you back to that time seeing these nostalgic packagings, especially with the beautiful artwork, the beautiful design, the wonderful descriptions, and just the way the figure looks in the package reminds me of grabbing that figure off the shelf when I was just a young man. And it really is an awesome feeling, an awesome look to these cards. Once released from his plastic coffin, Jonah Jameson comes with a ton of really nice little accessories. A miniaturized daily bugle that has the headline Spider Sham written on it. He also comes with a really nice little rolled up paper that he could hit Peter Parker with, a clenched fist for shaking at Peter Parker when he's upset, and another open fist for holding the bugle on the other hand, and the really awesome pointing at you finger, which I love the pointing at you figure. It is absolutely fantastic. Cyborg Spiderman doesn't come with a ton of accessories, but he doesn't really need them. He's Cyborg Spiderman. He does, of course, come with a spider web, which we've seen this web before. I think it dates back to the Amazing Spider-Man Walmart exclusive of Andrew Garfield. I think that's the first time we saw those webs. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, chime in down at the comments below. And he does, of course, come with his fist hand for punching bad guys, which is extremely important these days because there's a lot of bad guys out there, so we need more Spider-Men in this world, don't we? Both figures come in at your standard Marvel Legends 6-inch scale, or maybe a little bit less than 6 inch. It seems that Jonah Jameson is a little bit less than 6 inch, but it's your standard scale for your Marvel Legends figures. So, with all the nice little logistics out of the way, let's move on to some of the other fine details of these figures. The standard Hasbro release for Jonah Jameson is the one that's located right here. Now, this is the kit-bashed version of Jonah Jameson. That was a recipe that was floating around on the boards for quite some time. And I mean, I was pretty lazy. I didn't do the cutting off the arms from the 6-arm Spider-Man. I just used claws arms. It was fine because I would just do little goofy displays. And as you can see, I mean, Hasbro listened. You know, they were like, hey, you know, we see guys want a J. Jonah. They're building one, so let's go ahead and make one. And of course, we got one. And this one is really something. Let's take a really good detailed look at the heads. Now, of course, this is the head this head right here. This is the head that came with the chameleon version. So as you can see, this was the chameleon head. And it looks good. Looks real nice. Looks real good. Now let's take a good look at the new version, which is a little bit different, guys. The new version is, as you can see, the brow is a little bit painted bigger. The skin tone is different. The white is, of course, a lot whiter on the side of the heads. And the mustache is just a little bit bigger, as you could see there. But there's a good comparison. It looks like it's the same mold, just the way the paint applications go on it make it look different. And it actually looks better on the new version, in my opinion. Now that we've gotten through the logistics side of things, let's talk about the figures themselves. They are absolutely awesome representations of their comic book counterparts. Now, Jameson is not the animated series version. This version would be a little bit closer, but he is not, take a look, not the animated series version. Now, he's a lot closer to the John Romita Jr. or Sr. version of Jameson, if you take a look here. And of course, Cyborg Spiderman is based on the Eric Larson artwork from Spider-Man number 21 with Deathlock on the cover. And as you can see, like, they knocked it out of the ballpark. We're missing one little bandage down here, but that's all right. We won't complain about it. But again, they're excellent representations of the figures. They look fantastic. They're excellent comic book. I love how Jameson's tie is just flailing in the wind because he's so aggravated and angry about everything. Why can't anybody get me pictures of Spider-Man? Why? So, I mean, it's just awesome. Now, we're going to get ready for my favorite part of the show or little review or vlog where it's a show. I do shows. This is my favorite part of the show. It is, of course, time for the Articulation Breakdown. Spider-Man style! Spider-Man. First up, we're going to be taking a look at Mr. Jonah Jameson, and I love it. I love the fact that we are getting civilian figures, man. It's the best, dude. Civilian Parker, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane. We're getting civilians. I can't wait for Aunt May. I can't wait for a Matt Murdock, a Steve Rogers, a Tony Stark. Not the MCU version, but I can't wait for more. I say Hasbro, if you're listening, you do a series called Secret Identities. And in that series, you could do Donald Blake, you could do Tony Stark, you could do Captain America, Steve Rogers. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Do a Secret Identities wave. Build a figure Aunt May. If this happens, I would like the check deposited. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Jameson's articulation right now, guys. Mr. Jameson comes on the old Claw body from the MCU version of Claw, of course. Now, the first time we did see the bottom half of this body was on the Agent Coulson figure in the Marvel Legends Shield 3-pack. But that was a long time ago, and we've seen these legs plenty of times since. If you really need me to break down their articulation, I guess I will. So, they could split decently. They're on the T-joint. The leg could kick up okay. I mean, he doesn't need to be in a chorus line. He's a newspaper editor. He's the, editor-in-chief. He's the man. He could bend his knees, double jointed. Foot is on a rocker and a pivot. There is no swivel here, but that's about it there. He's got the waist cut. He's got an ab crunch. It gets him nice and forward. He's got an ab crunch. It gets him nice and back for pointing and yelling at Parker. Bring me that pictures of Spider-Man, Parker. Of course, the arm is on a ball joint and a swivel here, as you can see. Great range of motion. He's got the bicep cut. He's got the single jointed elbows that can go up like such and can go here and here. The elbows do spin. It does have a spin joint in there as well, guys. The hand is on a pivot and rocker. And there you go. Head is also on a ball peg and a swivel. See the swivel? And it's on a ball peg. And that is the articulation of Mr. J. Jonah Jameson. It's a great figure. I love it. I don't know if this vest is new or not, but I love the two-tone beige and brown. It's just, this is a great figure. And again, it's so awesome to have civilians with your actual superheroes. I'm a huge fan. Bring me more civilians, Hasbro. I'm all for it. J. Jonah gets 2 enormous thumbs up. Moving onward. The phenomenal and absolutely talented Eric Larsen's Cyber Spider-Man is built on, I think it's a couple different bucks here, man. Let's be honest here. I think this is the retro Spidey. No, what am I kidding? It's basically all Sunfire. He does appear to have the drop down legs a little bit, but I don't know if that's just the T-joint and they're moving or not, because they can be loose on Marvel Legends. Now, if you know the Marvel Legends old Sunfire buck, I believe that was the first buck to bring this into existence. That was later used for Claw, so on and so forth. So many different bodies were used for here. If you guys really need me to break it down, I'm going to go ahead and break it down anyway. Break it down. Oh. Break it down. Break it down, the articulation. The leg got a great split, guys. Like, seriously. I mean, he can seriously Van Damme it. Like, look at that. That's awesome. He could Van Damme it, guys. He's also have, the legs are on the T-joint, like I said. He's got the swivel in the upper thigh. Double jointed knees for an fabulous range of motion. Fabulous. He's also got the spinner boot cut, which I really like. I always like a boot cut. If you guys follow my reviews, you guys know I like a boot cut. Boot cuts for better articulation, guys. He's got the rocker and swivel in the foot, which is killer. Absolutely killer. We have a newly sculpted yellow belt. He does have the swivel here, unlike the retro Spider-Man that has no swivel there, which I still think is like the most insane like lack of articulation in any figure ever. Like that retro Spider-Man's hot. I get it, guys. I have one myself. But it's got wonky articulation, man. I think this articulation would work just fine on it. We could crunch really forward, as you could see. And we could crunch really back, as we should, because we're Spider-Man. This arm is all new sculpt, guys. I think it's the only really new piece on it, but the arm is a new sculpt, and it looks awesome. It looks just like the Eric Larsen artwork, which makes me happy. It has the bicep cut. It's on a swivel and a pivot. He's got the double jointed elbows, which give him a great range of motion, as you can see here. Hand is on a swivel and a pivot, which is absolutely killer. And he does have, of course, the butterfly joints. If you're familiar with the Sunfire buck, you know that that's got butterfly joints in it, so it works out really, really, really well. It looks fantastic. I love the paintwork on this Spider-Man. They did like such a good job on like the webbing and the spider on the back. I mean, they did a killer job on this figure, and now I understand why it was featured on Disney's 616. If you're not subscribed to Disney Plus, go ahead and do it now. I get absolutely nothing for pushing them. The head seems to be a new sculpt, absolutely a new sculpt. He's got the cybernetic eye enhancement. He's got the big Eric Larsen eyes, which are beautiful. It's so good. And it is, of course, on a ball peg and a swivel, so you got a great range of motion. It's just, they did an outstanding job on this figure, and it's like such the little bandage fell off. Let's put it back on so his leg isn't hurt. But they did such an amazing job on this figure because, like, it's just, it's such an obscure figure to like pick, like, 2 or 3 issue run if I remember correctly, and here it is, and it's fantastic. I really like it, and it's gonna get 2 enormous thumbs up. Enormous thumbs up, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap things up right now. Wrapping things up, this has been a marvelous year of Marvel Legends. There's been some really amazing releases, and then some really just kind of like mehs and kind of like redos that are kind of like meh. But out of the 150 or 140 or whatever, how many came out this year, I probably picked up myself personally about 90, maybe 100 tops, due to the fact that I'm trying to trickle things down. I'm staying away from the MCU. I'm staying away from certain things. I'm trying to stay comic book based only, or even animated series at this point. And long story short, if these are my last 2 Legends of the year, these are just 2 ones to go out on a high note. They're awesome. I love Jonah Jameson. I love the Cyborg Spiderman. I again, 2 enormous stuff and things thumbs up. They're absolutely fantastic. I got my figures at my favorite place in the world, Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in Westmont, Illinois. Jameson's available. Go grab yourself a Jameson. Cyborg, you might have to ask for him to, like, hunt you one down like I did, because I'm not supporting the store exclusive. The store exclusive means my local comic shop, my local collectible shop cannot get these figures unless they themselves pay out of pocket full retail and upcharge them on their shelves. And that's not fair to these guys. That's not fair to the small business. I understand it's a capitalistic world. I get it, guys, but it's not cool to the small business to not make everything available for everybody. I mean, think about it. If it was available for everybody, you're only making more money, Hasbro. So just do it. Again, this guy's available at your local Target or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I got mine at Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in Westmont, Illinois. Where did I get my toys? Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in Westmont, Illinois. Now, guys, again, these are two of my favorite figures that I've gotten in a while. As you could probably tell of the excitement in my voice, I love them. I love the Cyborg Spiderman. I love the Jameson. And I hope you guys love me, because if you do, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Throw me a like. Perhaps hit the notification bell, so you guys know I'm bringing you more reviews, because I'm going to be bringing you more reviews very soon. Maybe not by the end of this year. And if I do not, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, guys. I'm so glad 2020's over. It has been a real shit show this year, man, let me tell you. But either which way, moving forward, Stuff and Things will be bringing you guys more reviews next year. Stay tuned, stay posted, and as always, this has been your boy, Goldy, for Stuff and Things. And we'll see you real soon. For all my wacky Stuff and Things misadventures, be sure to follow Stuff and Things with Goldy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching Stuff and Things!